So this is the Wayward Queen, which you get played so much nowadays. The e4, e5, and then out comes the queen. I've been facing this a lot lately, and it's lost me a few games, actually. It's even lost me my queen once or twice. I have had a little study of there's quite a good trap where you can trap white's queen. But I'm just going to go into this game, which is it's a semi-trap, which I quite like, actually, even though it costs you a pawn or two. Knight defense. And then he puts the pressure on the knight, because obviously after you recapture, he can then grab that pawn still with check. And then bring the queen to here. So this is probably the book move, because this really does cover all bases. And you can even try and get white to, bugger off with their queen later on with something like g6. So, but anyway, he takes, because after my queen recaptures, he'll have that pawn. Maybe the queen shouldn't have recaptured. Maybe I should have recaptured like that or something. I don't know. But I recaptured with the queen and let him do this. And then block with the bishop, which looks even more crazy because now I'm not guarding that g7 pawn. And it looks like he can just grab a piece of the rook or something. But this move here is really nice. It's just a very neat pattern to remember. Sometimes you get stuck in a situation, might not even be this opening, where you can actually trap the queen with this, especially if he's got a few pawns of his own advanced there. And you just can have nowhere left to go. If you imagine that his g-pawn was advanced 2 squares, if you imagine that his pawn was there at this point, his queen would actually have nowhere to go. So it's well worth remembering this pattern. You can win queens with this little pattern. Isn't what happened this time, because that pawn wasn't there. He went back. He didn't really go back to the right square because he's now not guarding the pawn. He's forgotten, because he's panicking with his queen. He's forgotten about the pawn.
Check.
It's best if you don't do the pawn check.
Check.
I could have done it here in theory, but then I can end up behind because he can start using attacks on my queen. So, and it's in line with my king, which is really not a good idea. Especially, let's just say he does an attack. Well, let's just say he blocks to start with, and then I try to do this. Now he can attack my queen. Or he can even castle. And after this, that's actually not clever, because my queen's in line with my king. It's not clever at all. And I know there's nothing happening at the moment, but it's not clever.
Kinside castling.
So there we had that. Wait for the queen to move.
Check.
Then grab the pawn. And in fact, I can at this stage grab another pawn if I want to. And I'm not sure what the pawn count is. It's even. The pawn count is even. The piece count is even. Although it's not looking very good, the structure. Neither player, actually, to be honest, has very good structure. I've got another pawn going begging. But my queen is now covering it, this pawn here. He can't capture this pawn here. So I think all in all, that's quite good.
Check.
It's not what I played. Instead, I played this. More trying to look to fianchetto the queen.
Kinside castling.
To get it the hell away from that castle, that rook. You see, he's lining up the rook now. He's getting it ready. That knight can't attack anything once the queen's back there, so there's no revealed double attacks. So
check.
This is fine. But all in all, actually that's not that good, is it? Look.
Check.
I don't think that was that good. But
check.
We didn't get to there because he kind of resigned or left the game at this after I did that queen move. I think he just didn't. A lot of players just don't like being in uncharted territory. And of course,
check.
we can block with this as well, which is even better. I mean, that's actually the correct move I should have made. Maybe he knew all of these things. Who knows? He's going to want to move his queen off of the line of that bishop, and he's probably going to swing it right the way over, I don't know, somewhere like maybe here. But then after this, or I'm sorry, I beg your pardon, after this, let's say, he might bring out a knight.
Queenside castle in.
And lo and behold, everything's actually looking all right. So, yes, there we are. Today's little was really not really about all that. Wasn't technically a fantastic game, but it was about this Wayward Queen opening, which is also called the Parham attack. And I have now looked at, I mean, this is a good move to respond. Apparently this is the most popular move to respond with the knight move, which I have found to be the best move so far. And then after this, bringing the queen up. I think these are all pretty much book moves. You've got to think in terms of white is developing rather fast, so we must develop rather fast as well. But there we go.